Indepth Radio. Systems and Darkside present Indepth Radio.
Funk everywhere.
Hello?
Sim Records, yeah?
Yo. Good evening. Good day. Kicking the show off with a dub plate. So Argo on the buttons on this. Entitled Since Then. Largen up Argo. Good to catch up with you a few weeks ago in Bristol. Big night. Indepth Radio. Episode 12. It's nice being in double figures, isn't it? Episode 12. On our way to 20. So remember, you can check all track lists from all episodes on our Instagram. Check it out, Indepth Radio. And we always need your beats. Send them over. indepthradiouk@gmail.com. Make sure they're downloadable. We don't want any unfinished beats. So we've got a stacked show on this episode, haven't we? Mate, we've just got tune after tune after tune. And we've got a great interview. Shall we announce who it's with? Who's on the phone? So, we managed to catch up with our good chum, VIVEK. Woo-hoo. Talking everything system and a lot more. Okay, let's fade this down. What do we have here? So this one, again, I think this is a newcomer, not come by this guy before. Goes by the name of Psychosis. Track is entitled 6FBS. Fresh out of the inbox, check it out. In it. This one makes you pull a face, doesn't it? It's the dirty trumpet. Out to Psychosis. Yeah, we like this one. So much new talent out there, I'm telling you. That inbox is stacked up nicely again, isn't it, for this episode? Yeah. So we've been speaking about a Christmas special and some ideas. So we're thinking maybe doing a best of 2018, maybe including just an hour mix-up, back-to-back records, vinyls, whatever.
Something.
So keep your eyes peeled. What do you reckon on the social medias?
I reckon so, yeah, definitely. Yeah, get you lot to vote for your favourite track of 2018. But yeah, we'll have info over our Insta and Facebook, I imagine.
Yeah, keep up for that. I can't wait. Okay, so we've got something brand spanking new, not quite out yet, but it's on its way, isn't it, Greg?
It is indeed. This next one, forthcoming Deep Medi, by another heavy producer, Komodo. This one entitled Rickers. An old tight youngster who wouldn't tell me he made this tune.
Keeping it closely guarded, eh?
Mate, he thinks he's in 2004 again.
Share the knowledge.
Love this tune.
So this is going to be out on a green sleeve. Check out Komodo's Instagram.
Salute Komodo. He's got a rather charming beard as well. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Well, there we are, people. I think anyone listening to this has to tweet Komodo or at him on some kind of social media and say, you have a charming beard.
I'll do that now. You'll be like, what are you on about?
Nothing else though, just the beard.
Beard and the beats.
Yeah, this is DJ Slimzee, and my banger in the bag is a tune called Sickle Cell by E3 That's myself, Slimzee, and Active Kid.
Thanks a lot, Slimzee. So this one, E3 Breaks, titled Sickle Cell. Seems surreal getting a banger in a bag off him, though. You know that?
Oh, mate.
It's like the original Slimzee.
It's an honour, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
thank you,
Slim.
Slimzee. AKA Slimzos. Right. We got Asif Kid as well. What do we got next? Something new.
So this film announced earlier, I think it was at the end of last week or this weekend, that he's got a brand new EP coming. And this is a forthcoming track from Film's new EP called Chopper. Yeah, so make sure you look out for his forthcoming EP called Informers. Hold tight, film, each and every. Hope you're well, brother. Tune.
So we had fun at Croydon, didn't we, on Sunday night?
Yes, spun a couple.
Thanks to Mr. Pokes, and if you missed it, we live streamed it over on the Get Darker Facebook. But more importantly, you can listen back to the audio, all 5 hours of the back-to-back on SoundCloud, and that's in a high quality recording. Check that out. That was pretty monster, wasn't it?
It was heavy.
Probably about what 15 artists going back to back to back to back to back to back.
Incredible.
But I didn't get to play.
Jesus.
That's fine, Pokes. Just book everyone except me. I'll sit there and stream it. I didn't want to play any music.
It's all right.
So what we got right here?
So this one, something or an artist again new to my ears. Goes by the name of OOTW, and this one is entitled Facing the Pit.
Ooh, different tempos. Check it out.
I know. Where's the siren?
It's always nice to change it up a little bit.
For sure.
So, we've got our nose pierced for episode 12.
Yeah, we went at lunchtime, didn't we?
Yeah, so if you want
True.
to check it out, go on our Instagram, Indepth Radio.
You were really brave. I cried.
And I've grown plaits. Most people think it weren't possible when you're smooth as a trout. But I managed to grow plaits. Right, what we got next?
So this next one, I think it's pronounced Sass. It's either that or it's SAAS. This one entitled Ancient Sound System.
Let's check it out.
So this week on Indepth Radio, we're catching up with my good friend VIVEK. What's happening, brother?
Yo, Greg, what's going on? I'm all good, mate. Just getting ready for a few adventures this weekend.
Yes, I'm well aware of the adventures you got coming up. So this Friday, I believe you've got System, Electric Brixton, right?
That's right, yeah. It's a bit of a one-off thing, to be honest with you. Working with, don't normally do this, but I'm working with guys called Lock and Load, who are, they do big things, and they approached me and wanted and put this idea across, and I was kind of like, yeah, sounds like a good plan, like we've had problems with, part of the thing of working in London is having problems with clubs. So unfortunately we had an issue with the place that we were at, Dingles, which was great, actually. It was a great spot for what we do, and it would have ended up being a scenario where it would have been difficult to end up, to find a place, etc. So it's such an amazing lineup, and it's just I'm so happy at how it's turned out. It looks like it's going to sell out, and I'm just looking forward to running the sound, man, because Sanaya, they're going in this time. There was scenarios before where, like, Electric, they were a bit funny and they'd sort of turn stuff down. It's happened at a lot of gigs, but no more. So when I mean they're gonna rattle it, it's gonna rattle.
Another issue, obviously, as well, I know you come across, and a lot of people do, is the sound limits. So how important is it to you not to have, a limit on the sound? I mean, obviously, it kind of goes without saying, seeing as you run a sound system.
To be honest, like, it depends on the limit, innit? I mean, a limit of like 110 is doable, because then you can sort of give it a bit of compression, limit it at like what we do on our tunes and stuff, and you can end up having it, it'll be loud, man. Like 110 compressed and limited properly is solid. But it's kind of like what I found is, like, they say yeah no problem, and then you get there, and then it's a different story. And obviously, that for it's a very difficult scenario because you've agreed these terms and conditions with these people, and you've got everything set and whatever, and then it all changes. I don't know. Like I think like it's really dependent on the people that generally own. It's important to kind of get an idea of what these guys do. It's like with Dingles, they did Shaka, so they knew what was carrying on. It was all good. I've gotten to kind of sort of change the subject slightly. We've got a new venue, and the new venue is going to be, that's where System's going to be from now on, and it is pretty much exactly like the Dome. No jokes, it is such a fantastic spot. They get it, they understand what we do, and the guys who actually owned it used to come to System, like it's kind of one of those ones. So things are really looking up for next year. I feel very positive because it's a very similar vibe to the Dome. But back to the question, yeah, obviously we would prefer not to have limits. I mean, you got to have some sort of limit. Not trying to deafen people, but it's I guess it ends up becoming a bit of a negotiation now when you get to a club.
Sounds like you need to get everything in writing, mate. Turning up on the night and then they're giving out a load of new rules and regulations. And yeah, you'll have to tell me the name of this new venue when we get off the phone. But yeah, man, I'm definitely gonna have to come along and check it out. It's been a while since I've made it to a System, but it is when you've got 2 kids. So yes, the System, the label, obviously still remains vinyl only. Did you get or find there's a lot of pressure from people wanting you to release it on digital? And is that still something you're an area you're not gonna venture into with the label?
Bruv, I've had that shit in writing and they've still mugged me off, but that's another story. And I'll tell you about that another time. In regards to the label, yeah, I mean, I think if I'm really honest, I think I've kind of put myself in a bit of a corner, really. I don't know, like I kind of feel now that there should be some sort of digital. There's a lot of new artists, and they need, it's, I guess I feel like maybe they should have the best of both worlds. I'm happy to admit when if I feel like I've made a mistake and all that, that's all good. I mean, the idea behind it was genuine, like, I wanted to keep this shit vinyl only, but even I'm not playing vinyl really much anymore, and that's down to just constant bullshit of playing at events, and it's just always something wrong, and I've got to that point where I've had enough. So I think, like, with the label wise, I think a good balance is Spotify, because I don't really want to sell it, but I want people to hear it, if that makes sense. So I think probably what you'll see from next year is Spotify will have everything, but I'm also going to put it towards the artists, and maybe I think if there's an overwhelming sort of push that people want their stuff, because at the end of the day, man, like, you want to get your stuff heard, and if it's just vinyl only, it's gonna get ripped onto YouTube. So then maybe I should do a YouTube playlist and put all the tracks on there. I don't know, man. I need to kind of sort of dwell over that over Christmas and stuff, and sort of think about that. But yeah, in regards to that venue, yeah, I'll tell you about that afterwards, bro.
So, and also, you being a producer yourself, what's going on with you production-wise? Are you working towards any, big projects, or is it just singles? Yeah, what's coming up, mate?
So yeah, next year, got a new label, which I've been working on, which is going to be just music for myself, a mixture of everything really, just music, man. Like just whatever I want it to be. Halfway through an album, which has taken me a long time, but I kind of have a concept behind it after my illness that I had and all that. It gave me, I guess it's like art through pain sort of vibe. So, that's halfway through that, and like I'm not trying to write no dubstep album. Like tempo is irrelevant to me. I'm just trying to do a heart and soul thing, like that's where I am on that. And then I've got a few other things, writing some half step, so hopefully got something with a certain label, big boy label, but that's a way off still. And that's me. But other than that, really, it's just about pushing just new artists next year. I'm trying to aim for a release a month. Got new artists left, right and centre. Guy from Japan. Got a couple brothers from Bristol. So it's very positive, very, very positive time.
Well, that's great news, man. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are going to be excited to hear that you're writing an album. And what else has changed for you in the studio since you started? So I know you've been doing this a long time like me, and I'm sure you told me you kind of built a new studio not too long ago. So yeah, how have things changed other than you adding machine to the equation? Did you approach writing a little bit differently to what you used to?
So I built a studio in my garage. It's a room within a room. It's proper, like it's acoustically treated. That doesn't mean putting eggshells everywhere. It means bass traps and first reflections and a cloud, proper. And at the heart of it is the machine. And then I got Logic and my Mac and whatever. But I run it through a desk, and I have all my my hardware, like a spring reverb, delays, and all that sort of thing. So like all the last tracks like Namaste and 94 and all that. Basically, what I do now when I make a track, so for people that don't understand, I'll try and make it as simple as possible. But in Machine and Ableton, you create patterns, and these patterns become scenes. So the way I would explain Machine is like this. So when I used to make a tune in Logic, right, I'd make a tune, version 1, all right, cool. Then I would want to change something, version 2. Then I want to change something again, version 3. Before you know it, you've got 9 versions. Problem is, you can't access all those versions at once. But in Machine, you can. And that's what's changed everything for me. So I've got all these different versions or whatever, and I've got them on this one thing, and I trigger them via these different patterns in different scenes. So what I tend to do now is trigger my tunes on the fly. So I'm just doing stuff on the fly. All the reverb, all the hits you hear, all the slight delays, it's all live. Once I've done it, it's done. And I think there's an element of that as well that's changed. Like you make a tune, you change it, you fucking change it to the point of where it sounds shit, and then you go back and that first one sounds the best. And like I've stopped that now. So I make a version, and that's the one version, and then I run it through the desk a few times, do some madness, see where it's taken me, and that's it. And that, I think, is what's probably changed for me, is letting go. I've got a pair of NS10s now, which definitely sound like turd, but it's definitely true what they say. But I've coupled that with very good vocals, so it's like I got the really good sound, I got the really shit sound, and then I get a good balance between the two. And yeah, that's kind of where I am.
So other than all the things we have touched upon, is there anything else next year we can expect
Pretty much just what I've been doing, man. Like, 7-year birthday in Feb 15th, just to let everyone know. One's in London, and then we've got one on February the 16th in Amsterdam. So it's like a weekender sort of thing. But yeah, just just same, bruv. Like, try and find new artists, push out new music. Connect dots, different guys, just pushing the thing, man. Just like what you've done for longer than I have and what I've been doing. And I just came back from America, actually, and yeah, it's really good out there, man. Sick out there, bruv. Things are moving in the right direction, so it's a good thing to see. I remember when we started System and DMZ had finished and Forward was playing other stuff, and it was dire, and it's coming back on itself. So I want to send a shout out to the guys that are that have been doing it still and mashing it and persevered, like obviously you, Youngster, Jay Kenzo, obviously Mala, everyone, man, that's kind of just stuck to their guns and cracked on. And also what I'm seeing now, which is also always a healthy sign, is a lot of new young talent. You got like Headland, got a guy who I've just signed, his name's Drone from Bristol. There's a lot of man in Bristol, man. It's like a lot of man doing things in Bristol. And also like, yeah, so like a lot of new artists, but also just like it's just all different, isn't it? It's not, everyone's got their own sort of sound, everyone's just doing what they want to do. It's really like positive, man. It's like a good, it's just, yeah, man, things are good, man. Greg, bruv, let me ask you a question now. So I'm a coffee guy, but you're like a coffee connoisseur, yeah? So what do you recommend for the home? Is it about getting like one of those Nespresso machines, or like a French, I think it's called a French press or something? Talk to me.
Well, first of all, I want to say that's great to hear what you're saying about the scene and what you're saying about the US, because I'm going out there in February and I can't wait. It's been 5 years, mate, 5 years. And in regards to coffee, man, I wouldn't touch an espresso machine. I would get yourself, if you just want good coffee, get yourself a French press, get yourself a good coffee grinder and grind your own beans. Or we could have a conversation about this a little bit further, and I can recommend something better than both those things. But look, mate, it's been great to catch up. Hopefully I actually get to see you in the flesh soon. And yeah, man, thanks for having a chat with us. Take care of yourself. Peace.
Big up, Greg. It's always love, bruv, and love to the fam and that. And yeah, let me know about this coffee thing, man, because I can't be doing this Nescafe no more. It's just not the one.
Yo, what's your name, young blood?
Much respect, brother. Out to VIVEK, as always.
Picking up VIVEK. Thank you, mate.
So this one just landed on System, or a couple of weeks ago. This one by Headland, Youngblood.
don't we?
Ooh, largen up Headland.
So I'll tell you what I realised at Corey Dub.
I would love to know.
That us older lot are midgets. So you got... you seen the size of phone play in Opus?
Mate, Opus is like as tall as Gandalf compared to the hobbits in Lord of the Rings. I felt like a hobbit, especially Sim. I mean, Sim's, you know, he does wear 7-inch platforms as well.
I've
Sim.
heard that. Yeah,
It's
when
true.
he dances around the studio when he's on his own, like he said,
Yeah.
Right, what we got next then? Something from Fiend.
Yeah, so this one, forthcoming on the next Navy cut, larging up Mr. Sparrow. This one entitled Jar Hear Me.
He's going to sample that on his remix.
He should. Everyone will, I think. This one's proper dark though. Honestly, you're going to love this one. I don't think you've heard this yet.
No, I'm looking forward to this. So just quickly, USA visa.
Yeah, it's there.
All signed and approved?
Yep.
So you're on your way?
Yep, I'm coming February 2019. About 12 shows. I shall have info very soon.
Nice.
Enjoy.
Mate.
Telling ya, big tune. Then this is basically how I remember Forward. Do you know what I mean? Just a dark room.
Yep.
You can't see nothing, but there'll be a beat like this, and you're just standing there, just like, Jesus.
That one packs a serious punch.
Filthy.
So on the left-hand deck, we've got something else brand new, and it's titled Systematic.
We have indeed, and it's by the LSN featuring Warrior Queen, and this one is forthcoming on the next article.
Check it out.
Shut Starlight above these manufactured alibis, we rise. This is an update
and the global economic crisis facing our society. We have here with us warrior dubstep queen out of St. Catherine, Jamaica, who will give us her views on the economical status. This is what she has to say. You hear me? The only way I'm see it now.
We are the livers of life, forgivers of strife, renovating the shacks and the shambles. But the things say a daddy cookie crumbles. We are not rebellious, no, still not humble. Calf no drink, no milk and get feeble. And I stumble, but him never fall. So me take a look in at me crystal ball. See the helpless get rejected and the homeless get evicted. Innocent get convicted, wounds being inflicted. Everyone is not affected, only who that is detected. You and I are us, that was not intent. See the hatred piercing through children of men. We are so vulnerable, yes we are so miserable. Them checks say that we don't overstand. Excessive contraction of a laboring woman. Out our system, the tax consumption. Buy free healthcare and education. Then who do you think we are? Mr. Big Man. Who do you check we are? Mr. Big Man.
Yeah, we are the reason you are where you are. We are the reason you are who you are.
Systematic brainwash tactic. Try to fool us, but we're conscious. See through their lies. Our eyes are wide above these manufactured alibis. We rise. Right, I know me have to be more realistic. Me say me movements have to be more mystic. Excessive increase pandemic goods them way basic. Inflation rising, high stability is so chronic. Undernourished malnutrition is theoretically frantic. Frustration huge, depression gigantic. Me have to stingy for me spending, me no have it. Me have to stingy for me spending, me no have it.
We are the reason you are. Yeah, we are the reason.
Right, enlarging up the LSN, Warrior Queen, all the article found.
We are the reason you are.
So up next we got something, I'm not sure when it's due, but Wheel and Deal 61. I don't think it's out yet, and it's Mr. K on Produckle,
Enlarging up Mr. K.
and it's titled Itch.
You had one of them, didn't you, down
That's
Is that what the
that's
the
that
one-handed skank's about?
One hand in the pocket skank, yeah. I tell you, I got caned for that, mate. People called up as like, is that the best move you've got? One hand in the pocket skank. That's as good as it gets, mate.
It's harsh.
Great feedback, though. Thanks to everyone pulling us aside, picking us up for this podcast, because it really, really is appreciated.
Yeah, definitely. The love has been real.
It has, isn't it?
Yes.
Picking up Mr. K on that one. So what have we got next?
So this one by Breeze, track entitled Eternal Protection, which is what I'm all about.
So just want to say hello to Katharina. She thinks we talk too much on the podcast.
Well, I've got a lot to say about that.
Yeah, so have I.
Yeah, I need a good half hour.
So thanks for the feedback, but we're not going to do anything about it, are we?
No. But it's because, for people listening, you must know by now, this show isn't a show where we mix. It's a dubstep show where we talk about the scene, we let you know what's happening, we let you know how we feel about the tunes. That's
Talking about
it.
what's happening, did you see Chef turn up Sunday night at Quidder with that box of dubs?
I did, mate.
He's a boy, isn't he? We got Chef all. So guess who I had a nice, quiet, sensible pint with Saturday afternoon, evening?
Female?
No, male, sadly.
Did he have a full head of hair?
No.
Tonnage?
Yes. So yeah, I saw Tonnage on Saturday evening. Nice surprise. A few beers, catch up, and
you can't meet him and not have a few beers, really.
I know, but he got me drinking Guinness.
Oh dear.
Do you like Guinness?
I don't really. No,
I don't. Drank it anyway because I was with Tonnage. That's what you do, don't you? You do. You,
well,
you
just
drink.
You drink whatever he wants you to drink.
Yeah. But he says he checks out the podcast. I was like, do you really? He goes, yes, mate. He goes, you're useless to them guess the tracks. I was like, oh, so he does listen then. So,
nice. Great.
Hello to Tonnage.
Salute.
Right. What we got here?
This one, again, another couple of people new to my precious ears. Sensei. This is Sensei or Sensei? Yeah, Sensei.
Yeah.
Featuring Benji Stacks. This one entitled Teardrops.
Check it out. I like this.
remember that little sound. That's the sound when the old cameras, innit? When you wanted to get the flash to work, you pressed a little button, it went like that, and then you could take a picture and the flash would work.
Didn't have one of those cameras.
Didn't you? No. Sure.
So let's fade this one down. And I think we've got something new from Crucial. Is that right?
Yes, something forthcoming from the Crucial gang, from Sleeper himself. This one entitled Ginger Root, and this is coming from like a compilation EP. It's 4 tracks from 4 artists off the label. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that. Largen up my chest plate, brother. Sleeper.
Why do you think he called this Ginger Root then?
Because I think he likes to be quite healthy. I'm guessing he has learnt the health benefits of ginger root.
Alright.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That's a guess. Or maybe he likes ginger biscuits and ginger cake.
That's a big tune though, that.
Maybe his real hair colour is ginger.
Could be. Yeah.
I'll let you ponder on that one.
Big up Sleeper on this. Absolute thumper. Right, we've got something else lined up. I was going to try and squeeze this on the last episode, but we ran out of time, didn't we?
Yep. Massive shout and a show of respect to the Sectra. This one entitled In a Bad Place. Dub plate business.
Check it out. In a bad place. He must have been in a bad mood when he made this.
I reckon
this is gritty.
It's true. Different though. I like it. It's got a weird. It's got a different pattern to the drums. Nice.
Absolutely. So on the left deck we've got something by Two Rangers. I'm not sure if it's common knowledge who they are.
I don't think it is.
So maybe we'll leave that there. So Two Rangers, I assume it's two people.
It's two guys who are just hanging out together, building beats.
Building some monster beats. So check it out.
Yeah, this one, Leng Pon Sirius, Two Rangers on production.
This one's fresh. You know what time it is in a minute, don't you?
I do, mate. How you feeling?
I'm nervous. What's the score? 2-1.
2-1.
To you?
Yep.
Shit.
Yes.
Guess the track time. Do you know what? A lot of people say, "Oh, I would have got that track." So, would you really though? Would you really?
Yeah.
No, I've got no Google in my hand, and on the screen it says secret track.
It does say that's it.
Doesn't give much away, does it?
No, it doesn't. But it seems that a lot of people are enjoying this part of the show. So that's good.
Yeah, mocking me for getting them wrong. This is a big track.
Oh yeah, big tune. Out to the Two Rangers once again. This one a dub plate, obviously.
Okay.
You ready?
I just want to listen to this a little bit more.
Okay.
Got a little grimy feel. Love it. Big chum.
Right, it's time, mate. You can avoid it for as long as you like, but this is it.
You're getting sweaty palms. Okay, what we got? Let's go.
Ooh.
Oh. Gonna let it play a minute.
What would be your guess?
This is one of yours.
Nah. I would be that cruel. Put you on the spot.
Mate, this takes me back. And this was
getting smashed. This was getting smashed, this tune.
Search and Destroy.
Nope.
Mate, I've only got tears in my eyes listening to this. This is fucking so sick. ...2004, I reckon. This is early. This is real.
Oh yeah, this is
before
2000.
anything.
Yeah. The next drop as well. It's big, such a big tune.
I was about to say Slaughter Mob.
9.
I'm not even going to talk over the drop. I want to hear it.
If you had to guess why she left you alive, what would be your guess?
Would you have got this if I played this?
Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah. I used to play this all the time.
I can't even get the artist. It's so search and
who was
destroy.
around? Who was around then? One major player that you're forgetting back then who disappeared.
Hot Flush. Oh, mate. This is, this is brutal. You said it's going to take me 7 minutes. I'm trying to think back to like...
Eva says, what would be your guess?
Fucking sick though. I'm trying to think back of like scientist radio shows on Rinse, and they used to hammer this as well.
Yeah.
It's not horsepower.
No.
I knew it weren't horsepower, but
yeah.
I'm just trying to
no,
think.
you're not. You know me, not far off. I do feel like you are going to kick yourself though, just from the artist.
This is bad. This is really bad.
But it's going to finish soon, so what we're saying is that defeat.
It's been playing 3 minutes 39 seconds and I still haven't got it. I'm literally scratching about it. Yeah, go on, I surrender.
Toasty. Entitled Guesswork.
I would never have got that.
Nah. And it came out on Dub Police. No, what was the other label? It was Dub Police.
Or Sub Soldier, yeah.
I think it was. Hang on, I'm gonna look it up. I'm pretty sure it was on Dub Police, yeah.
So for those of you listening and hearing this for the first time, this is kind of really early forward.
Oh, Stormin'. You remember
Productions.
Stormin'?
Yeah, of course, Stormin' Productions.
This is, people say the word foundation, yeah, but if you don't know this stuff, you have no idea about foundation. This is before anyone had even said the word dubstep. This is
Do you know what we should actually do? Right, I don't know what episode. Maybe just do a foundation episode.
Maybe we should do it. Maybe that should be the Christmas special.
That'd be good. That would be really good. Like
Foundation.
an education foundation.
We'll call it Before Dubstep.
Sounds good to me.
Right.
So
hope you've enjoyed episode 12.
Yeah, that was good. Enjoyed that.
Should we go and get ribs?
Yeah, food time.
Cool.
Bye.
Indepth Radio.